And welcome to today's video. I thought I would just take you along for a really chill day at home. The first order of business is to just clean up my room. So this is my room and I just have stuff laying everywhere. This is super messy and very embarrassing, but I haven't been using a pillowcase and I really need to put one there. So right now it is 9:10 a.m. and at 9:40 I have a meeting with my advisor. I just wanted to talk to her about financial aid, study abroad, and just being able to fulfill my English major requirements by the time I graduate and all of Columbia's core requirements. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. In the meantime, I might watch some TV, I might edit, I don't really know yet. But yeah. Okay, so I decided to do a quick review of Killing Eve and talk just a little bit about my tech setup for anyone who is interested. So I finished the final season of Killing Eve yesterday. I was a little bit confused because of how the script or the show is written. You aren't as invested in the mission anymore, but I definitely think the writing was very beautiful and witty. I could see why people really like this show, and Phoebe Waller-Bridge obviously did an amazing job. But also tell me what you think, because if you've watched this show throughout every single season, towards the end it got a little bit better, but I thought the character of Eve was so annoying, and like there was no characters that I was invested in because they all seemed like extremely morally compromised. And then so for my tech setup, I've been using Final Cut Pro. I think I'm getting a mic soon. I just got a 2 terabyte storage that I'm gonna try to use, but I would really say if you're a small YouTuber like me, you use Final Cut Pro, I would really recommend calling Apple support. They have literally saved my life so many times. So this is a hella funny. I think that because it's summer, she like really doesn't want to talk to me. She's a really nice and laid back person, and she's not technically my advisor. She's the advisor for a different part of the alphabet, but I like to talk to her because she's pre-law, and also she actually like talks to me versus my advisor actually just ghosts me. But she literally is just like texting me. I feel kind of bad, so I'm just sitting here like typing to her back, and I was like, hey, can we talk on the phone? And then she literally just, it says she has read receipts on, so she read the message and she's not calling me back. So that's not good. I actually have like a fuck ton of questions that I need to ask. Awkward. I guess this is like a little live react. I'm not gonna flame her because she's very nice and it's her summer, but what the fuck is she doing? She literally is like copy pasting the website to me, and I'm like, ma'am, I've read the website. Oh, and she's like, oh, just ask your own advisor. But last time I asked her a question, she literally, I'm upset. So I thought that today was gonna be like a fun, what I just do at home, super chillax, and I was just gonna like film Get Ready with me and whatever, but I just started crying, and at first I was like, okay, well, I don't want to film this video anymore, but I thought that that would just make this whole video go to waste, and this is supposed to be a happy moment because I hit 100 subscribers. So I am gonna get ready. I'm probably gonna like cry while I get ready. The reason why I'm even bothering to film this, and maybe once I edit it, I'll realize that like maybe this was super brash. I just want to talk about a few things, and I think that, you know, if you are a high school student and you want to apply to Columbia, maybe stuff like this won't totally deter you, but I could just sort of lay out specific reasons why I just feel so upset. I'm going to change my outfit in 3, 2, 1. I already feel a little bit better. First thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put on some concealer. It wasn't just this, like you're probably like, oh, why is she crying? Her advisor just, you know, texted her instead of called her, which I agree is like fine, but basically she like just kept on sending me. My advisor had even like entered some of my credits wrong, and like even though this advisor was like, don't worry because like Columbia really wants you to graduate, I guess is the implication. It's still just frustrating, especially because I'm studying abroad. They're like, well, tons of people have done this before, so you shouldn't have to worry about it. But I'm like, you know, Columbia is very notorious for not letting credits career transfer, like win all my AP credits, stuff like that. And anyways, I'm gonna have other questions about like how to get a funded research project. And it was just so annoying because apparently you have to be a named scholar, which I don't know what percent of students that is, maybe like 5-10%. But my brother is going to Stanford at the same time, and his friend, you know, maybe I should ask if she's like some sort of special scholar, but she gets paid $7,500, and for like basically half of that money, you have to already be like an exemplary student. And it's just like a huge problem where I feel like this Columbia is like always just like trying to take our money. Like even though my brother and I go to like both like considered good schools, you know, the amount that like students are paid for work study or just like the living situation and everything is just like really fucked up comparatively. Hello, it has been a little under a week since the footage that you just saw, and I just wanted to give a quick update and give you more of my thoughts. So what I will say is that after I emailed the English department and my advisor and the study abroad program, one person did respond to me, which was the English department. I think a lot of the times I have anxieties about things that obviously can be worked out and helped, and so a lot of it was just normal, everyday frustration that I think a lot of people encounter. What I will say is that some of my critiques of the school still stand. I do think that it is a problem that scheduled appointment, someone doesn't show up. I also do agree that I think that the way that they scale payments is a little bit messed up in terms of sometimes, you know, financial aid packages. I've heard friends and their financial aid packages, and also an op-ed that I mentioned in my How I Got Into Columbia video about how, you know, being a need-blind institution isn't exactly what it's cut out to be. And this doesn't necessarily even have to apply to just Columbia, but I think that, you know, a lot of institutions, sometimes if you have specific circumstances where your request is legitimate, but on paper, some things don't meet certain criteria, it leads to sort of this pressure or this feeling that no one is listening to you. And especially I still stand by what I said about being a tour guide. And I know that there was progress made for RAs or residential advisors and how they're paid, even though I read that maybe it isn't perfect. And then, you know, just stuff about the graduate student strike. And along with the op-ed that I shared, I also read an op-ed about a girl who has narcolepsy and because of her disability was sort of feeling stuck within the framework of the school's disability services and trying to manage her course load while also having this disability that Columbia said was a case-by-case process as opposed to just being granted the actual services and accommodations that she needed. But however, I still go to the school, I still love it, and obviously I still build my channel off of the name, and I do understand that it's an institution that a lot of people want to go to. Yes, some terrible things happen, and I don't agree with all of the decisions. For instance, we also got in trouble with US News and Report potentially lying on parts
of statistics, in terms of how educated faculty is, in terms of our student to faculty ratio, along with statistics about funding and how we're spending our resources and how much goes back to the students. However, I will say that Columbia has given me access to so many things. I was given during the pandemic additional money to meet my work-study requirements, and even though I struggled to have being a tour guide as a job, I was actually able to be a writer for the student newspaper, and all of my labor there in a student organization was actually paid. And I do love my peers, interacting with people. I love the city, and I love how we have free access to places such as the Metropolitan Museum, the MoMA, and how really the city feels accessible. There are great programs such as Odyssey Mentoring Program that, allows me to speak with mentors. And what I will say, if you are wanting to attend Columbia, even though sometimes there are these sorts of grievances that we hold that are extremely valid, there also are plenty of ways that we can be supported psychologically. We have something called CPS, Columbia Psychological Services, and we also have CCE, Center for Career Education. Even though sometimes I feel stuck or, like I'm being intruded upon by the business of Columbia, the institution, I do feel that the people around me in general are trying to support me, and that a lot of times if someone cannot grant me something such as my housing request that, I voice frustration about, usually it's because of, higher up management and just how the entire system is built. But, sometimes if I go to people and I need help, or just in general, I think the school does a pretty decent job of hooking you up with the types of mental and pre-professional experiences that you could be looking for. So yeah, just keeping all those things in mind, all of this to say is that Columbia is like any other school. It has its pros, it has its cons, and I think that is one thing about if you are planning to go to a school and you are idealizing it, or if you got rejected from your dream college and you think, wow, I couldn't have these problems if I was going to my dream school. Every school is still a school. There are some practices that you're going to agree with and some that you're not going to agree with. And at the end of the day, it's all about fit. I still choose to go to Columbia, and I'm still happy about my choice. I have friends who weren't and transferred to other schools, which is fine. And I also have friends who transferred into Columbia. So if you enjoyed today's video, please like and subscribe and comment down below, what do you think of everything I said? And if you wanted to know how to write a great academic essay, you can check out this video where I sort of break down the different tips and tricks that you can use to score better from an English major. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.